Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, good afternoon, students. Good afternoon. Can you see the screen? Yeah, good afternoon, students. Am I audible? Can you all see the screen, all of you all?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, GST now. Back to GST revision. Okay, Vanya, Labula, Adya, Romi, Tan. Fine, we'll wait for another 2 minutes. Let others join.
Good evening.
Good afternoon, Mariana. Not evening. Is Naomi online?
Yes, sir.
You should answer today, Naomi. Shouldn't be silent.
Okay.
Fine. How many students? Teresa is absent. Teresa.
Such will not be attending, so she don't answer.
Okay, fine, Adya. What about Joanna?
Yeah, I don't know about Joanna.
Fine. How many students have attended? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. Okay, is Mariam online?
Yes, sir.
Fine, we'll start, students. We'll start with GST. You'll not remember the topic? Goods and service tax?
Yes.
Yes, I want all of you to answer. Goods and service tax. In this, we have two types. What are the two types? One is, yeah, that is intrastate and interstate. First we'll start with that. Intrastate, what do you mean by intrastate? Yes, interstate. See, ER is given, inter. Okay, intra, TRA. So, interstate meaning is same state. Same state. If it is same state, GST will be split into two parts. What are those two parts? It will be split into, yes, CGST and SGST. CGST stands for central government. Central Goods and Service Tax, then SGST. ST. All of you will concentrate. Okay, so far like almost 2 weeks we took to complete this. Mariam, is Mariam online?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So intra-state meaning the same state. GST will get split students. If GST is 18%, if GST is 18, CGST and SGST, how much will CGST get and SGST be? Both will be half, 9% and 9%. Both should be half. Then intra-state is nothing but when transaction is from one state to another state, different state, same state and different state. So for different state, we call it as IGST. IGST, integrated. It will totally go to central government, and from there, look here, IGST, 18%. IGST will be same like GST. It will go to central Modi government. They'll take the entire thing, 18%, and then they will distribute. They'll keep some amount and they'll give it to state. If it is intra-state, it will be equal students, 9% and 9%. Within same state, both will get 9% and 9%. But if it is interstate from different state, the entire amount, for example, if tax is 100 rupees, if tax is 100, in intra-state, both will get 50 each. Half of 50. If the tax rate is rupees 100, both will get 50. If it comes to interstate, what they would do is the entire tax, we call it as IGST, will go to the government, central government. It will go to central government. That is, total 100 will go to central government, and they will decide how much to give it to state. Okay, they won't give half. Sometimes the central government will keep 80 rupees, and they'll give state government. They'll give just state government just 20. It depends. Okay, there is no fix. It depends on the central government. This is the difference between interstate and intrastate. Next. What do you do? GST. What do we do with GST? Do we add it with cost price or we subtract it? Usually, how do we calculate GST? You add, right? Yes. For profit, you add. For GST, you add. For discount, you subtract. Look here now. GST is equals to 10%. And your cost price or selling price, or selling price or mark price. You can calculate GST on any one of these, either cost price, selling price, or mark price. Let me take cost price, selling price, or mark price as 1000. Let me take it as 1000. Fine. Now I want you all to find only the GST students. Find only GST. What's GST? GST is equals to 10% of 1000. So how much is GST? Rupees 100. If they ask you all to calculate, remember only GST, just calculate GST. If they ask you all overall cost or total or overall cost price, then what you do, take the actual cost price 1000 plus this GST, 10 divided by 100 into 1000. You reduce this, you'll get 100. 100 plus 1000, 1100. This is how you calculate for total or overall cost. That is your cost price, selling price, or mark price plus the GST calculation part. Like this. Or you can do it separately. You can calculate GST first, 1000 plus whatever GST get, 100, 1100. Instead of doing it separately, do it in single step. Okay, you can do it in a single step like this. The green one. Is this clear, all of you all? Did you understand? Yes. Now separate GST, student. Now GST is separate topic. In GST, whether it is intrastate or interstate. Fine. What is GST we got? What's the GST we got for this? 100. Right? GST is 100. Now just assume one product from KA, Karnataka, from KA, somebody is buying it. And the tax paid, KA stands for Karnataka, within the same state. Okay, example, I purchase a product in Karnataka. So it is within the state. So I'm going to pay this 100 GST. So this GST, this 100 will be intrastate. So CGST will be rupees 50. There are two ways to calculate. You either calculate money, the total amount, and split, divide by 2, or total 10%. GST is 10%. You can calculate 5%. That is equal to 5 divided by 100 into the cost price 1000. You will get 50. CGST, SGST. If CGST is 50, obviously SGST also will be 50. This is how you have to split the answer. Okay, CGST, SGST, total overall cost price is 1100. Naomi, Mariam, is this clear? Did you all understand? Mariana, Lemula? It depends on transaction, students. Transaction. Next, if it is out of state, 1000. What shall I buy? Okay, a mobile phone for 1000. So what I do is, this mobile phone is in different state. I order this mobile phone, let's say from north or from Mumbai, Maharashtra. Mumbai is in Maharashtra. I write MH. Okay, Maharashtra is a different state. So from different state, from Maharashtra, I'm going to get this mobile to Karnataka. Will it be interstate or intrastate? From Maharashtra to Karnataka? Interstate. So yes, interstate. So you don't have to calculate CGST, SGST. For interstate, it is GST is equal to IGST. Whatever GST you get, just write IGST is equals to 100. From state to state, IGST. Okay, so this is just basic concept of GST, how it is split into two parts. GST is split into two parts, interstate, intrastate. Now calculation. When the product is being bought from different place, from different person, that I'll explain. Lemula, Adya, did you all understand? Tanishka, Naomi, any doubts? Diyashri? Okay, now let me take, it depends on, okay, the transaction. When you talk about transaction, student, transaction is nothing but goods or service from one place to another place. Okay, entire thing, transaction, we call it as transaction. Okay, here you call transaction. In probability, what is the term you call? The entire thing which takes place. In probability, what term did I give? Flipping a coin and all those things. What do you call it? In probability, you call it as experiment. Experiment, right? In probability, we call it as experiment. The entire process we call experiment. In GST, the entire process we call transaction. You give one goods to somebody, some service to someone. See, whatever I am doing is also service. Teaching comes under service. I am giving you service. Fine. So if you're paying me fees, if I have registered GST, you have to pay fees including the GST. And that GST I have to pay to the government. Okay. So this is a service. So whatever I'm teaching now, whatever fees I'm collecting, teaching, whatever test I conduct, all those comes under service based. The entire process we call transaction. So transaction depends on person to person. Let me take 2%, A and B. Or let me take 3%, A, B, C. What's the word they use? Manufacturer, and the other one is Dealer. Okay. Fine. This is the flow chart, student. This is the flow chart. Another 1 or 2 weeks, you keep practicing like this, and you'll get used to it. Even without the flow chart, you'll be able to solve the questions. Now, okay, there are 3 people here, A, B, and C. All 3 are dealers. So dealer 1, dealer 2, and dealer 3. Okay, we call a person, we call a dealer is nothing but a person who deals something. Deal the same transaction. Okay, it takes goods from one place and it shifts it to the other. Now there is a product for ABC. Okay, let me take Maharashtra, that is Mumbai. Maharashtra, Mumbai. This dealer is in also, even this dealer is in Maharashtra. Find a product. Let us take a cell phone, a mobile, which costs rupees 1,000. Okay, for dealer 1, it costs. All the dealers, see, everyone has to pay GST to the government, whether it is dealer 1, dealer 2, or dealer 3, it doesn't matter. All 3 of them should pay GST to the government. For whatever they purchase, they have to pay to the government. Okay, let me give government, that is government, for one whom the tax gets deposited. Now, this 1,000, dealer A buys it from a manufacturer. The mobile manufacturing company is in Maharashtra. So dealer buys it, and GST I'll charge, GST I'll keep it as 10%. Okay, the total overall GST is 10%. Dealer 1 has to pay 10, dealer 2, even dealer 3 also has to pay 10%. So dealer 1 is in Maharashtra, and dealer 2 I'll write it as from Maharashtra to Andhra Pradesh. It's a different state, AP. Then from there to KA, Karnataka, different state. Or let me write these two as KA. This is KA, and even this, the third dealer is in Karnataka, KA. Both are in Karnataka. Now the cost price of this phone, students, the cost price of this phone is 1,000. GST is 10%. So how much is the GST paid by dealer 1? What's the GST paid? Calculate the GST paid by dealer 1. GST is equals to 10 by 100 into 1,000. What's the amount? All of you will calculate. For dealer 1, what is 10% of 1,000? 100. Okay, this 100. So whatever dealer is buying, student, from manufacturer is the person, company. From there, whatever the dealer 1 is buying, this 100 he pays to the manufacturer. This you call it as input tax. Input tax. Whatever he pays, you call input tax. Fine. Now this mobile is with dealer 1. This mobile phone is with dealer 1. So what's the cost price total, including tax? What's the price of this phone now? 1,100. Okay, 1,100. Same state. So same state, and the tax is rupees 100. Fine. Input tax. Now this 1,100, what this dealer does is he sells it to the second dealer. Second dealer is in which state? Second dealer is in which state? Karnataka is a different state, right? KA. So the cost price for this second dealer, the cost price is 1,100. Tax is 10%. So calculate tax, GST. What's the GST, students? 10% of 1,100. 110.
Yes.
So what's the total price now? Total price of that phone 1100 plus 110. What's the total price? 1210. Okay, 1210. Fine. Now, how much tax did D2 dealer 2 pay students? What's the tax amount paid by dealer 2? 110. So this 110 will be input tax for dealer 2. For dealer 2, this 110 will be input. And for output, for dealer 1, what will this 110 be? For dealer 1, this 110 will be output tax. Yes, this is the difference. Because from dealer 1, dealer 2 is, from dealer 2, dealer 1 is collecting 110. So for one person it will be input tax, for the other person it will be output. Output tax is nothing but what you collect. You call output tax. And for dealer 2, this 110 will be input tax. Look, let me write it in the same bracket. Input. Fine. So I'll erase all this. I'll erase all the calculation part. This is dealer 3. Dealer 3 C, even he is in K. So 1100 and tax was 110. GST is equals to 110. So this is input. So this 110 will be output tax for, this 110 should be output tax for dealer 1. Output tax is what they collect. And for dealer 2, 110 is the input tax, input GST. Okay. Now in exam they'll tell you to find the output GST paid by, what is the output GST of dealer 2. How will you calculate output GST of dealer 2 students? What do you mean by that? Output GST for dealer 2? Whatever GST collects from dealer 3. So here for dealer 2, the cost price of this mobile will be 1100 plus 110 tax. 1210, right? 0, 1, 1210. And the cost price for dealer 3. Okay, so selling price will be 1210. Nobody has kept profit. They didn't keep any profit. We are not calculating profit for now. Just directly selling it to dealer 3. So for dealer 3, 1210 will be cost price. GST is 10%. 10%. So 10 divided by 100 into 1210. What's the GST? What is the GST, student? 121. Okay, this 121 is input GST for which person? For which dealer? This 121 is input for which dealer? For which dealer this is input tax? Who's paying this? Dealer 3. And this 121 will be output for, it will be output tax for, look at the red line. So for dealer 2, this 121 will be output tax. Okay, and for dealer 1, this 110 will be output. Look at all the red lines. Input and output. This is the concept of input and output. And along with this, if there is profit, you add it. You add, and for discount, you subtract. That's it. Is this clear? Any doubts in this?
No, sir.
All of you understood? Okay, now for government, the last one. Who's paying the last tax? Which dealer is paying the last tax? Tax, students. Who's paying the last tax? Dealer 3, right? Dealer 3, 121. That last tax, yes, that will go to the government. 121. So the government will get 121. And here, when we talk about government, we don't know whether it is central or state. Even that they might ask. Okay, now look at for manufacturer and dealer, the first one, the first column. For manufacturer and dealer one, both are in Maharashtra, right? MH and MH. Maharashtra, same state. So what is the GST year, students? What is the GST year? This 100 will get split into CGST and SGST. So how much will each get? Each government will get 50. Look here, let us calculate separately. CGST, SGST. So starting for the starting transaction, both have got 50 and 50. Next transaction from Maharashtra to KA, interstate or intrastate? Interstate. So from dealer 1 to dealer 2, interstate, this entire 110 is the tax. Entire 110 will go to central government, IGST. Entire thing will go to central government, IGST. So let me keep 110. For IGST, that is nothing but central, 110. Forget about this 50. Erase this 50. Now central government has overall 110. It will get carry forward 110. Next transaction. From D2 to D3, what kind of transaction, students? D2 to D3. Intrastate. Yes, intrastate. So this 121 will again get split into two parts, CGST, SGST. Each will get 60.5. 60.5 and 60.5. Fine, total will go to the government. So each will get 60.5 and 60.5 for the state as well as central. This is how you calculate. So it depends on what kind of question they ask, whether it is second dealer, first dealer. But all you have to remember is for one dealer, it will be you have to calculate input as well as output. Let me raise this. A, B, C. Whatever he pays, this will be input tax for him. Input. Whatever he pays, input tax. Whatever B pays, see, let all three pay the input, student. Input tax and input. So whatever B pays, input tax, let me say 100. So this 100 will be output tax for A, output, because it is collecting from B. This is output. And for input tax for C, if it is 200, this 200 will be output for B. The person who collects it, okay? B collects it from C, so that will be output. This is all about input and output. The last topic is difference, not difference, profit or discount. If the cost price is 500, profit is equals to 20%. How do you calculate 20% profit? What's the total price, students? What's the total price? 500 plus. See, what's the formula for total price? If the cost price is 500 and profit is 20, how do you find total value? Cost price plus profit, right? Cost price plus profit. Cost price is 500. Write the formula. Total price. Total price. Cost price plus 20% plus. Don't directly write 20. Find it plus 20. That is wrong. You have to calculate 20%. 20 divided by 100 into 500. You can calculate separately and write it. If not, this same calculation you can do it here. 20 divided by 100 into 500. Two zeros gets cancelled. 500 plus 100. 100. See, overall cost price is only 500. Then how can it be 1000? Okay, two zeros gets cancelled. 100, 600. This is for profit, students. For profit, you should always add. There should always be plus. Remember this. For discount and profit and GST it is always addition. Profit or GST. See, cost price is 500. Now, if GST is okay, if GST is 18%, same total price is equals to cost price plus GST. This is the formula. Cost price is 500 plus, look here, even for GST you have to add it, addition, plus 18 divided by 100 into 500. Two zeros gets cancelled. 500 plus 18 into 5. That is 18 into 10 is 180. 180 divided by 2, 90. 590 rupees. For profit you add, for GST you add. Now discount. Cost price is equals to 500. Discount is equals to 10%. Now whatever you buy, anything, whether you buy goods or service, everywhere they mention this word discount. Okay, nobody will talk about profit or loss. They always mention this discount to attract customers. Discount. So discount is nothing but, in order to attract customers, there you have to give it for less price. So when you talk about less, you subtract it. So total price is equals to, you have to subtract cost price minus discount. 500 minus percentage. When percentage is given, you can't directly write 500 minus 10. You have to convert it. 10 divided by 100 into 500. 500 minus 50. So the answer is 450. Is this concept clear? GST, profit, discount?
Yes, sir.
Profit, discount, GST. GST is mandatory, students. You run any business, whether it is profit, loss, you give discount, it doesn't matter. You have to pay GST to the government. So GST is mandatory, compulsory GST. Tax. Okay, tax is compulsory. Whether you give profit or loss, whether you sell it profit, you give it discount, that depends on dealers. That depends on dealers. But GST is mandatory. Fine, just go through all these formulas. We'll start solving the question. So for 10th, maximum is GST, arithmetic. That's the reason in 7th, 8th, 9th, you all studied profit, loss, discount, mark price, cost price, selling price. So profit and discount depends on dealers. Some dealer might keep discount, some won't keep it. Some won't give discount. But GST is not like that. Even if there are 10 dealers in between, all the 10 dealers have to pay GST. And later they can collect whatever they have to pay, they can collect, but you all don't have the topic. You call it as input tax credit. Okay, shall we start solving the question? Adia, did you understand? Ivania, Mariana, Mariam,
Yes, sir.
Diyashri,
Yes, sir.
Lamula. Okay.
Yes, sir.
See, everything I've explained, students. Everything I've explained. Just imagine these are two different topics. Three different topics. Discount, profit, GST. Three different topics. You're going to combine it together. That's it. That's the concept. You have to just combine together. For calculation, you combine it together. Look at the first question. A dealer X in Meerut, UP, sold a table for 1,200 to a customer in Agra, UP. Same state or different state? Same state? Same state. Intrastate. Yeah, see, you can remember the word interstate. If not, ignore. Same state, different state. same state, GST, SGST. Remember. But when you're writing it, you have to write interstate, intrastate. Okay, now what is the selling price, or let me take what is the cost price for a consumer student. So how many people are there here? How many people? The transaction is between dealer X and between how many people? Dealer X and consumer, right? Two people. Okay, so two people. So for dealer X is going to sell the table for consumer. So you can write consumer directly. For consumer, what is the selling price for consumer? The selling price is equals to 12,000. And what is the GST amount? What is the GST? 18%. So a dealer in Meru sold a table 12,000, is selling it to consumer students. So the consumer has to pay tax. They didn't ask us about the dealer. They didn't tell the dealer is buying it from someone else. Dealer is selling it. So the consumer is the one who's going to pay the tax. GST is equals to 18%. Calculate IGST. Is this interstate or intrastate? This is intrastate. So IGST will be, do you have to pay any IGST here? Nil. IGST will be nil. Simple, that's it. Second question. What is GST, CGST? If GST is 18, CGST should be 9%. Right, 9, calculate. 9 divided by 100 into what? Price of this, what is he selling? Table. Price of the table is 12,000. Two zeros will get cancelled. 0, 9 2s are 18, and 1s are 9. If CGST is 1080, what about SGST? Same. SGST also will be same. Write it. For consumer. Before writing this, if you want, you can just draw the flow chart. Flow chart is dealer and consumer. There are two people, dealer. Yeah, better draw the flow chart in the working column, students. Working column, dealer. From dealer, the product is going to consumer. CGST, SGST. SGST is also equal to 1080. Okay, now I'll ask you one. They have just asked 3 questions. I'll ask you all one question. Who's paying this tax? 1080. Who's paying this tax? Dealer or consumer? Consumer, right? So for consumer, is this input tax or output? Is he paying or collecting? He's paying it. Okay, he's paying it. You all don't have that question. I think after 7th or 8th, you'll have that input and output. So from now you'll practice this. You'll get used to it. Look here. For consumer, this SGST, this is known as input SGST. Input CGST. This is input SGST. What is the overall GST paid now? What's the overall GST paid? 1080 plus 1080 is 2040. Right? Overall GST paid by consumer is 2040. This will be input GST, overall input GST for consumer. And the overall cost is equals to 12,000. Overall cost is 12,000 plus 2040. So including the tax, the consumer has paid rupees 14,040 for the table. Okay, and all this is government. This input, all this goes to the government. Okay, if this is input for consumer, who is collecting this tax from the consumer? Who is collecting this tax? Who's collecting this tax from consumer? A dealer X, right?
Yes, sir.
I want all of you all to answer it. You'll understand who's collecting this tax, students. Who's collecting this tax from the consumer? Who's collecting? Dealer. The dealer is collecting. So for dealer, this 1080 will be output CGST. For dealer, it will be output CGST because he's collecting it. Output CGST. And this will be output SGST. And overall GST, overall output GST is 2040. Same, for one it will be input, the other one it will be output. That's it. Okay, next question. Look at the next one. Read the question and tell me how many people are there in this transaction, students. First tell me the flow chart here. Read the second question. Okay, the class is from 12:30 to 2. Complete. I'll give break, then later we'll continue. Yes, how many people are involved here? 3. Who are those 3 people? Wholesaler A. Next.
Retailer and consumer.
Wholesaler, retailer, and consumer. Consumer C. Stop writing. Stop writing. Listen. Whatever wholesaler, look, a wholesaler sells. Have they mentioned that wholesaler buys or wholesaler sells? Sells. So wholesaler is selling it. You don't have to calculate GST for wholesaler, students. Only if you're buying, you have to calculate GST, but you don't have to calculate wholesaler. So wholesaler input is not required. You can start from retailer. So a wholesaler sells a machine to a retailer for 5,000. What is the selling price? Selling price is equals to 5,000. You can write start from retailer. Okay, now see, wholesaler is not buying it, he's selling it. Forget about wholesaler. For retailer, start like this. For retailer, what is the cost price for retailer? The cost price is equals to how much is retailer paying? Rupees 5,000. Fine. Only the cost price. We haven't calculated GST here. Only the cost price is rupees 5,000. Next, Lemula. Are you there online?
Yes, sir.
Why are you not answering, Lemula? Tell me the second question. How much? What's the cost price for retailer?
5,000.
5,000. Right? And retailer sells it to consumer for a profit of 1,000. So retailer cost price, and what is the profit? Retailer keeps profit is equals to 1,000. So what will be the selling price for retailer? The selling price for retailer is 6,000.
6,000.
Okay. Read the last main question, students. Have they told us to calculate GST of retailer? Second question.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, calculate the tax liability of retailer. Okay, how much that? Yes, how much tax the retailer has to pay. Fine. Now let us calculate how much the retailer has to pay. So selling price of retailer is 6,000. Now this 6,000, what it does, they are selling it to the consumer. Now for consumer. Fine. For consumer, what is the cost price for consumer now? 6,000.
Plus
6,000 plus the final product is going to consumer plus what is the GST amount?
12%.
12%. See, cost price is 6,000, that is finally going to consumer, and GST is equal to Okay, GST. Here, have they mentioned to find IGST, CGST, anything like that? Lamula, in second question?
No, sir.
No. So you forget about that. If nothing is mentioned, you have to calculate overall GST is 12%. So what is the GST amount? 12 divided by 100 into
6,000.
6,000. So what is for consumer? What is the GST amount for consumer? What is the GST? Rupees?
720.
Okay. This is for consumer out input. Calculate the tax liability of the retailer. So retailer, if this is input for consumer, what will be the output for retailer? For retailer, what will be the output?
6,000 plus 750.
No, for retailer, only the output. I'm asking output tax for retailer. See, who's paying the 720, Lamula? Who's paying 720?
Consumer.
Consumer is paying to whom? Before consumer, who's there? In this list, before consumer, retailer. So for consumer, if input is 720, for retailer, the output should be 720, right? Yes, output is 720. For retailer, the output is 720, and for consumer, it is input is 720. Yeah, first make a note of this, students. Go through this. So the final input is 720, or for retailer, it is output is 720. So you can both the answers are same. For retailer, the output GST is 720. So consumer is not going to pay the government. Consumer will pay the product price to the retailer, and this retailer, only the shop owners will be liable. Liable meaning it's responsible to the government. The meaning of liability, liable is your responsibility. He is entitled to pay to the government, retailer. So this 720, the retailer will take 720 from the consumer and he'll pay the 720 to the government. So for retailer, there are three: cost price, profit, selling price. For consumer, cost price, GST. For consumer, the input GST is 720, and for retailer is the one who's collecting it. Is students done?
Yes.
Okay, take 5 minutes break. We'll start at 1:35. We'll continue at 1:35. Yes, students, shall we start the next one? Third question.
Yes.
Okay, read. All of you will read the third one. First, figure out how many people are there. Dealer, manufacturer. So in working column, you can write it like this. Microwave oven having a manufactured price was sold to a dealer in Patna. So dealer in Patna,
Two people.
two. There are only two. Okay. See, a microwave oven having a cost mark price 22,000 is sold. So we don't know who's selling this. Okay. Was sold by a dealer. A microwave oven mark price was sold by a dealer in Patna. Okay, Patna. So a dealer in Patna, that is BR, is sells it for 22,000 for a consumer at a discount of 25%. Is given a discount. If the rate of GST is 18, calculate the charge from the consumer. Okay, there are only two people, students, so you can write the direct transaction. For dealer, what will be the selling price for dealer? What is the mark price, students? What is the mark price for dealer? All of you unmute and answer. What is the mark price for dealer?
22,000.
22,000, right?
22,000, sir.
So the mark price, the dealer's mark price is marked it for 22,000 and is selling it to a consumer at a discount. What is the discount given? What's the discount percent dealer gives? 25%. Calculate that.
25.
Now 25% is given for consumer. For dealer, these are the two things we have: mark price, percentage, discount percent. Stop writing. Look at the screen. For consumer, what will be the cost price? How will you calculate cost price? First, remove this 25%, students. Find the selling price of the dealer. Mark price is 22,000. He gives 25% discount. So what will be the selling price of the dealer? Selling price will be 22,000 minus 25%. So for dealer, mark price, discount, selling price. And this selling price will be the cost price for consumer. For consumer, this will be the cost price. Calculate this. You should do at least 4. Another one question left. 16,500. That will be the cost price. So whatever is given, just write the statement. For dealer, you'll write it, and in bracket write Patna. Dealer is from Patna. Consumer is in BR. Patna Actually, state is not required. City name is not required. City is Patna. State name is what you have tried it in bracket. The state name for both it is BR. BR. Same state, intrastate. So what is the cost price after reducing it? You'll get 22,000 minus 25 into 22. $5,500. What was the answer, Ivania? What did you say? 16? 5?
16,000.
Correct. 16,500. So the dealer, he marks it for 22,000. He gives 25% discount and he sells it for 16,500. That will be the cost price for consumer. Now in this transaction, what are we supposed to find? GST is, how much is GST, student? GST is 18%. Calculate IGST, SGST, CGST charged from the consumer. Also determine the total bill amount of the bill. So 16,500. First thing you have to calculate. And from whose point of view you have to calculate here? Consumer or the dealer? IGST, CGST from whom? From consumer. Yes, from consumer. Now IGST. Is it interstate or intrastate, students? Inter or intra? Same state or different state? Same state. So it is nil. Nil. Next. Tell me the next one. What will be the CGST? If GST is 18%, 9%. 9 divided by 100 into 16,500. Third one, SGST also will be same. If you calculate GST, SGST also should be same. Calculate this. Also determine the total amount, bill amount. What will be the total bill? Total bill should be 16,500. Cost price for consumer, you have to calculate the total bill, 16,500 plus whatever the GST is, 18%.
Get 1,485.
Yes. So total 1,485. Which one, Tanishka?
GST and SGST.
2 zeros. 1,000?
485.
485. 1,485. So total cost for the consumer. The final product is with the consumer. So from consumer's point of view, total cost is equals to cost price plus GST amount plus GST. So that is 16,500 plus GST is 18%, or you can simply add these two. Even if you add these two, you'll get the value. 18 divided by 100 into 16,500. 16,500 plus what's the total value? It will calculate total cost.
19,470.
Yes, 19,470. Correct. 0, 7, 4. How come 19? Yes, 19,470. 0, 7. 16,500 plus 1,970. 0, 7, 9, 7, 14. Is it 18 or 19? 19. 1070. Yes, Ivania, can you check the answer? 18,470 or 19?
19.
How come 19? What is the GST amount?
1,485. So.
No, how come 1,485?
Actually, 16,500 plus 2,970.
Oh yeah, 2,970. So the answer is right. 2,970. Yes, Ivania, did you say 19,470?
Yes.
Okay, correct. 19,470 is right. See, CGST plus ST students, even if you add this, you'll get GST. 1,148 plus 1,148. 1,485 plus 1,485. 2,970. And even that, if you want, you can add it. 16,500 plus 2,970 will give 19,470. Okay, what are other students doing? Diyashri, Adya, Naomi, Lemula. I will solving Mariana, Mariam.
Yes, sir. Yes. Yes, sir.
Okay, another two questions. One question. What about Mariana? Mariana, I did not.
Sir, what I'm doing.
Completed Mariana?
Yes, sir. Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
So can I be back a minute?
Fine, dear.
Yes, sir.
And did they give any project assignment for maths? No, right? For other subjects they had given. Why? Okay, Tanishka and Naomi did which subjects you all told? It's still geography, right? Physics assignment is given. For which one? Is it for midterm? That assignment is for midterm? Or for unit
The
test?
teacher didn't say about that, sir.
Okay, okay. Mostly for unit test they won't give. But even for midterm this is too early, right? Why are they given assignments?
Sir, I guess for geography, the topic for the given is from birds.
Unit and midterm? Both the tests?
And also for geography, it's only for birds, what they give.
Okay, Mariana. This 1.5 month is very crucial, students. Don't consider it as in like what you say. Consider this as like study holidays. Okay, it's not like a normal like holiday for vacation. Consider this as study holidays. Try to complete at least 3 to 4 chapters in each subject. At least 3 chapters. No, actually, 3 also will be less. In science you can complete 3. Max we have to do this 7 or 8 chapters we have to complete.
So what are the chapters we have for you in math?
I don't remember, Danishka. Somebody sent me, right? Who was it? Can you just check the history. Well, of banking, GST, probability. Just check. Let me write it down.
We have GST,
One minute. Banking,
banking,
GST, probability,
linear inequations,
linear inequation.
and then we have section and point formulas.
Okay, midpoint concept. Midpoint. Next.
Yes, sir. And angle and cyclic properties of a circle.
Circle.
And we have measures of central tendency.
Okay, next.
That's 7 chapters.
Central tendency. See, banking is fine. Actually, GST is also easy. Banking, GST, probability. Linear inequation is that quadratic, I think. Linear inequation. Is it equation or inequation, GST? Linear?
Inequations, sir.
Okay, so this time you'll have inequation. Linear inequation. Midpoint theorem is also fine. Midpoint theorem. Measurement of central tendency is these kind of topics where you all have to find mean, median. In median, in mean there was 2 topics, right? What are those 2 topics, students? In mean, assumed mean method. You'll remember that assumed mean method. Those kind of topics. So 60-70% is the same. Whatever we studied in ninth, it's the same. Only 30 to 40% they would have added extra in mean and central tendency. So linear inequation is also same. In ninth, 8th or ninth, you'll add this inequation. Only these 2 will be a bit tough. Midpoint and circle. Other 5 chapters are fine. These 2 will be tough. Midpoint and circles. Okay, we'll try the next question. Go through the next one. Tell me how many people are there in this transaction. The next one.
Two people.
Which question? 4th one, right? 2. Okay, in dealer. A dealer in Mumbai sold a telescope to an end user in Bangalore. Okay, it's a direct question they have given. Dealer in Mumbai and Bangalore. Mumbai and Bangalore student, is it same state or different state?
Different.
State. Mumbai is Maharashtra, MH. Bangalore is in KA, Karnataka. Bangalore. Okay, this is new textbook, but still they have written Bangalore. Bangalore KA. The mark price of the telescope was 25,000. So a dealer. So for this dealer, what is the mark price? For dealer, what's the mark price, students? For dealer in Mumbai, mark price is 25,000. Next. See, even without flowchart, you can write it 25 and the dealer offered discount. What is the discount offered by dealer? 20%. So what will be the selling price of the dealer? What will be the selling price? Calculate the selling price. It's a simple question. The first person is dealer, so write for dealer, and in bracket you can write the state Maharashtra. Mark price is 25, discount is 20. What is the selling price, students? How do you calculate selling price? 25,000 minus 20 divided by 100 into 25,000. So this selling price, yes, for dealer only these three things are possible. Only these three things. End user. For end user is nothing but the consumer. The mark price of the telescope was 25,000. Discount is 20. If the rate of GST is equal to 28%. Here they haven't mentioned that the dealer is buying. The dealer is not buying it, the dealer is selling it. So you don't have to calculate GST for dealer, you have to calculate for end user. So end user cost price 25,000 minus, what's the answer for this? 20,000?
5,000. So we get 20,000.
20. So that will be the cost price for the end user. Now calculate the GST. What is the GST amount for end user? 28%. 28 divided by 100 into 20,000. Just keep this, students. 5,600. Completed clear? That's it. So initially you can use, if you are getting confused, just draw the flow chart, see where the transaction happens. If not, you can directly write for dealer, for end user. If there is third person, write for the third person whatever it is, calculate. 5,006. Complete this. Calculate IGST, CGST, SGST. Is this interstate or intrastate? Interstate, different state. So is CGST, SGST applicable? No. What will be IGST, students? IGST is equals to same CGST, right? IGST also will be equal to CGST. So IGST is 5,600. You can write CGST, SGST is nil. Also determine the total amount. Calculate the total amount. Cost price 20,000 plus 5,600. Okay, that's it. IGST, CGST and SGST is nil. Not zero. Zero is different, nil is different. Nil, you don't consider. The meaning of nil is we don't consider. The meaning of zero is we don't pay anything. $5,600 total amount. Also determine the total amount. They're talking about the end user's total amount. End user's total amount is 20,000. Cost price 20,000 plus GST 5,600. 25,600. Okay, you all try this fifth and sixth one for homework. Fifth and sixth for homework. No class tomorrow. Again on Monday, students. So you'll have 2 days holiday. Try fifth, sixth. If possible, even the seventh. Try even the seventh, fifth and sixth. Okay, Naomi done. Mariana, Adia, Diyesh,
Done, sir.
Lemula completed. Practice it, students. If you're just attending tuition and copying this, whatever I write, if you're just copying and leaving, it's of no use.
So which chapter are you starting next?
Next. For another 2 days, only revision, Tanishka. Monday and Tuesday, only revision. From Wednesday, I'll start chapter. Okay, we'll finish that mean median concept. Central tendency. Fine. The next concept will be central tendency, students. That is on Wednesday. Tuesday or Wednesday, we'll try. We'll start.
The same time, sir, February.
Yes, Mariana. Till holidays.
So on Wednesday, April 9th, we have our results.
Oh, good. April 9th. Okay, then I'll keep it in the evening.
Yes.
Okay, when it's result. April 9th, right? When is it? April 9th. Sorry, 6. Wednesday. Okay, even on Monday, same time, students, 12:30 to 2 o'clock. In between, I'll give break, 12:30 to 2. And Adya, I'll tell you the timings, Adya. Monday, I'll send a message. Till what time you have your class?
Okay, so Monday
Practice.
onwards, it's from 7:30 to 4:30, sir, the gap. But then by the time I'll come, I'll tell you in 45 to 50 minutes. So it'll be like 5:30, sir.
Okay, 5:30. I'll let you know, 5:30 or 6.
Okay, sir.
Fine. At what time you all can attend, students, in holidays? Is it fine at 12:30? Others?
No, sir.
If it's no, then 6 p.m. I have to keep it at regular class, 6 or 6:30.
So we'll have at 12:30. It's not 12:30, sir. Yes.
Deshri, what work do you have? 12:30?
Sir, can I tell it at the last, sir?
Okay, fine. Okay, that's it for today, students. Practice these 3 questions and revise even banking. Banking, I'm not going to make you all revise. We have done that. Complete banking. 5, 6, 7 plus banking for revision. Okay, that's it for today. You all can leave. Log in at 12:30. And Adya, I'll tell you the timings later. Yes, that's it. You all can leave. That's it for today. You all can leave.
Good afternoon, and thank you, sir.
Yeah, 5 students. You all can leave. All can leave.